Hello. Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com, Apple Podcast, whatever app you found us on. Hello, and happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. We made it. Yet another year of spookiness wrapped up with the BDE. That's right. We went all out this year. I think we upped the ante as far as spooky shit goes. And costumes. We're dressed up right now. We're having a party tonight. That's right. Giving out candy. Braden's been inserting the razor blades all morning. I've been ready. Yeah, we're good to go. I just hate children. Yeah. You know who also hates children? Our guest tonight, Mr. John Siino from Shot in the Dark. Hello, good sir.
Trick or treat, bitches. How you guys doing?
Isn't it Trick or Treat, motherfucker? Yeah, that's not that movie yet.
Yeah, we didn't get to that one yet.
Yeah, a few years to go before we get to Halloween Resurrection with Busta Rhymes.
I'm so sorry. I want to apologize. I didn't get a chance to join in the upNXT Halloween party. I had my Brandy outfit all ready to go. Brandy Rhodes. Yeah, with Lorenzo was going to play the baby Liberty. We had the whole thing set up.
Right.
And we just couldn't make it. I apologize.
Lorenzo is Liberty. I love that.
You got a shoot job now. So
I do.
So you left us.
Yeah, you could have made us a pharaoh out of Lego.
Wow.
That would have been good. That would have been
One of my coworkers actually made like a pumpkin, like custom pumpkin. He got like 1,000 orange pieces and he made it like this beautiful pumpkin, and every customer comes in and they're like, how can I buy that? And we're like, you can't, it's like custom, but like I wish we would have sold it because people would definitely buy like Halloween anything.
I actually really want to get myself a Lego set. They're very pricey. Like I didn't realize. I listened to kind of you and Wade talk about it and went looking into it, but I find myself whenever I'm watching like TV or a film or whatever, my hands like go to my phone, go to my laptop, and it just keeping themselves busy. That sounds weird, but like doing stupid shit. Like I'd rather like think if I sat down and watched a movie and built some Lego, it sounds kind of nice.
Hey, if you go to the mall in Toronto, I forgot the name of the mall. If you find a giant life-size statue of Kevin McAllister from Home Alone, you could win $1,000 Lego gift card. So Be on the lookout for giant Kevin in Toronto.
Yeah, you were telling me that in the chat that they planted these things all over different Lego stores. So you're working for a Lego store now, and you're a new Lego expert. That's why, I mean, Way was the Lego expert, but now you literally work for Lego. So I know he's like, damn, I gotta up my ante. Maybe he'll start working part-time at a Lego store just because he like is jealous.
Hey, the discount itself is worth it. 50% off. I was like,
wow.
50? Yeah.
50% off?
Yes.
Damn, I'm going to have to hit you up.
Like Davie said. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
You need to recommend me like a good sort of starter set, like a reasonable price and like something that I can
okay, we can do that.
But yeah, how like Halloween-y is it at the store? Like, have you got a bunch of sort of spooky sets? Are there? Braden just got like a Lego Michael Myers figure thing.
I know the ones I got were like, I think like a third party, like these people who make these things. They look professional.
Like logo.
They look, but they look legit. Like the artwork on all of them. They look as if they are legit Lego. Like I got a Michael Myers, I got a Leatherface, an Elvis, a Freddie Mercury, and so like they look legit.
Zion Quinn.
Yeah. So it's like they look cool, but I know Lego doesn't officially create these things, but they look like
they're PG, so they can only do so much with their licenses and properties. We do have like a really cool like haunted mansion that just came out recently, which is like amazing, really huge mansion. And we kind of like make our own things. Like we just make, we literally have time in our hands there. We can just take whatever we want and make custom anything for Halloween. So we definitely try to make it spooky.
My favorite sets as a kid was I had this Western town one. It was like a whole fort of Western things, and it came with all that stuff. But I also did have this haunted house one that had it came with Dracula and ghosts and skeletons and Frankenstein and like a haunted Frankenstein's Lab and everything like that. That one was probably my favorite one.
I just had like one actual sort of set. I had a whole box just full of random bricks and stuff as a kid, but I had this pirate set, like a drawbridge, and it had had a trap door, which was really cool. I like putting people there and then dropping the trap door and putting them in the dungeon. That was cool, but I think we got rid of that.
Siino, what's the popular one right now? What or some of them that you're like looking to get or have gotten? Or
everybody's talking about the Home Alone house that's coming out soon, as well as the Titanic. It's like the longest Lego set ever. So it's gigantic Titanic, not based on the movie. It's actual like Titanic, and it breaks up like 3 different parts. So everybody's asking about that. As far as the most popular ones, people still buy like the Millennium Falcon. Only the Star Wars ones are always popular. Diagon Alley from Harry Potter, like any of the big sets. We sell a lot of them. So I can put on my resume that I sell bricks now on the side. So
sell bricks. I'm selling them bricks. Yeah. I would put that in your Tinder bio for sure. And people ask you, wait, are you a drug dealer? No. Bricks, the real bricks. Lego bricks. Well, we're happy that you're working for Lego, and that's kind of a cool job to have, especially if you are like into Lego and stuff like that, and that 50% discount. But well, we're sad that we lost you on our Tuesday night Twitch streams. Cause I'm assuming that means you work early Wednesday, or why can't you hang out Tuesdays? Why are you dodging us, Siino?
Is it because you got a job and a kid? Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, what do you think you are?
Yeah, I mean, besides the point that I have to wake up every morning at 6:30 in the morning to get my son ready for school, and then go to work, and then come home, and then watch whatever wrestling. I still do, the podcast. So I still got to do that as well. So I only have so much time on my hands. So when I am home, I like to spend it with my son. So we've been watching movies. We watched Ghostbusters. We watched the Muppets Haunted Mansion, which is amazing.
You were telling me. So
we try to watch
one, right?
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, honestly, like that's like the best ride. And the Muppets are fucking amazing. So the fact that they put it together, it was like, honestly, really
the Muppets always do like a really good version. Like Muppets Christmas Carol is
lit.
So much fun, but it's pretty like as accurate as you're going to be when you got like Kermit the Frog.
Some say it's the best one. Some say really Christmas Carol is the
I think you guys will like this. There's a lot of cameos. There's some musical numbers. Like I think you guys would definitely enjoy for Halloween. Definitely.
I did. Yeah. I loved it. So you are a father. I would say a single dad, meaning ladies. He's on Tinder,
ladies,
and he's got the 50% discount at Lego. So if you got kids, your kids might need Lego
and a podcast about AEW Dark. Like what more could you want, ladies?
So it's spooky season for a parent here. I mean, how old is Lorenzo? How old's your kid?
He's 7 years old.
Yeah, it must be tough, like trying to gauge what you don't want to scare the daylights out of your own kid, but you also want to get the feet wet in the world of spooky stuff. Because I know your son a little bit, and he likes what you like.
Yeah, let's just say like he usually watched the NXT with me. As soon as he found out Chucky was going to be on it, he's like, I'm going to skip this, Dad. So there's certain things I'll watch. Yeah. But like I said, like things like Ghostbusters, I showed him Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which we talked about last year, and he enjoyed that. So anything that's like has some comedy element to it, I think is okay. But straight horror, he's not ready for that yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
because
they were trying with the comedy on Halloween Havoc this year. But, it was scary in different ways, I guess.
What's he going to be for Halloween this year? What's your son going to be? Are you dressing up with him, or?
He's got 2 costumes. So like I just found out yesterday, like the worst part about schools is like you'll find out something about the school like the next day, and it's like, okay, I have to drop everything and actually do something for my son for school now. Like I just found out that they're having like a Halloween party on Friday, and I'm like, well, he doesn't have a costume here. He has a costume with his mom, so I have to run out and get him a Minecraft costume. So now he's like Minecraft Steve for Halloween.
Steve,
and then over the weekend, he's going to be like Super Mario. I think his mom is going to do the whole Mario thing. So yeah, I guess, to pick a couple different costumes. And I myself had to get a costume as well, because I'm working on Halloween, which is Sunday. And I'm like, I can't go to work and not dress up. So I need to find something. You guys have any suggestions? Like, what can I be that's like work friendly, Lego friendly that I could be?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything related to Lego. It must be hard because you would dress. I've seen people dressed up as Lego people before, but it's hard to use your hands in working motions.
I mean, I think, because I've been thinking the same for work. Like what's good that I can still kind of move in. It kind of can get hot at work. You don't want something too ridiculous. I mean, what about just a classic vampire like LA Knight, Grayson Waller? It's pretty easy to do, and it's easy enough to move about in. If you get hot, you can take the jacket off.
Boring.
Yeah, it is a bit, but like I don't know.
Yeah, I might like. We have so many different properties like Harry Potter, Batman. I could even be like Kevin McAllister if I wanted to, because the set comes out the next day. It's a good promotion. Like, hey, I'm Kevin. You know,
be a brick dealer.
I could be
like Gucci Mane or something.
There you
like
go.
I feel Lorenzo is the perfect age to do the young Michael Myers, Jamie Lloyd clown costume.
Whoa.
I think you've only got maybe another year or so that you can do that, where it would be kind of film accurate.
Yeah, that's true. That's not a bad idea. I just don't. You don't want to scare them. You don't want to.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Another fun part of like as a kid, you go out trick or treating for Halloween. It's a lot of fun. But then as you kind of get older, like sometimes even handing out candy was kind of fun. Like because like I liked scaring kids when they would come by and stuff like that, making elaborate setups on your front door or porch or whatever, and then handing out candy. And as an adult, like now, if we're not handing out candy because we live in like a condo here in Toronto, but it's like now I know I would be the one who gives full size chocolate bars. I would be that guy.
Oh yeah.
I would make sure that these kids get full size. If you show up though, if you're a kid and you show up to a house with no costume, I definitely judge you a little, but I'd probably still give you.
Oh no, I tell you to go.
I used to, but then I'm like, at least like you're not getting into like other trouble. So like, okay,
I'd throw eggs at you.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You gotta have some sort of effort, right? You gotta have like a mask on or something.
Literally
like, you
anything.
Can't just go dress. Yeah.
I'm a
Give
mouse.
Give them a coupon. Give them like the McDonald's coupons. Be like, there you go.
No, I'm using those.
No, I'd give out fruit.
Fruit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give an onion. There you go, mate.
It's still not that bad because then like I wouldn't mind because it's like, yo, I just saved like $2.
Yeah, give that to your mum.
She's gonna nice with it. She's gonna make something with it.
Bit of garlic.
Yeah. Yeah. Not if they're dressed as a vampire. But Halloween,
no, they're not dressed.
Yeah, true. Halloween is always fun, and obviously when you like get older, you go to like Halloween parties or you just like go out. Like last night, we were dressed as Arn and Cody. Sorry, I just gave away that we're recording this on Wednesday, but we went out afterwards, and David had to spray his hair for the costume. So he's like, "Well, my hair's still going to be this color, so we'll go out in costume." So he went out as a Ken Barbie doll, and I went out as a registered something offender. Yeah. and everyone kept like asking Davie if he was Archie from like Riverdale.
Yeah, I had my like varsity jacket on, kind of like Cody wears, but obviously it's a little cold, so he couldn't just wear the tank top out. And I did kind of look like Archie. There was definitely like a reddish tint to the hair.
Yeah, but I got like I'm going to some sort of Halloween party because this year I feel like people are going to make up for last year. Because last year all we could do was do Twitch streams and stuff because you couldn't really go out because you were told like, hey, there's a pandemic. The world's still in the pandemic, but we're like easing out of it. So everyone's kind of cutting loose this year. Like everyone's like, yeah, invite me to the parties. Let's go out. So I do have plans. So this year I just like got like I got pretty boring and just got like a skeleton shirt and wearing all black as I usually do. But it's like still the effort and still being able to go do stuff again seems like like we're on the right track to being able. Halloween parties are usually the absolute craziest, like in my opinion. Like I've been to some nuts.
I think there's something about once you're in a costume, kind of your what's the term, like lose your inhibitions a bit. Like when everyone's dressed up, it's like okay, it's a bit of an icebreaker already. True, rather than like you go to a house party or go to like a club or something, and maybe you want to talk to other people, but you're trying to think, what's the in here? Right. It's so easy. You just say, hey, what are you? Oh, cool Dracula costume, cool zombie costume,
cool Arn costume.
Are you a sex offender? Is that your costume today? Like, what is it? It's a like automatic like icebreaker. Yeah. And you're like, hey, you look silly, I look silly. Let's have fun tonight.
Yeah.
It's definitely a confidence booster. When I was like 22, 23, I was like just starting to go to bars. I'm like, I was kind of shy to talk to people. And one year, I think it was like the year that the Watchmen movie came out, I dressed up as Rorschach. So I had the mask on and the trench coat and everything.
Nice.
And like, I would talk to everybody. I didn't care. And like, I would just leave it mysterious, like where they couldn't see my face. And that worked so much. Like, well, I want to see what you look like. Like they would, get so curious and be like, well, you're going to have to, meet me sometime that's not Halloween. And, it was a good way to like, start conversations that way, I guess.
I agree.
I think masks is tricky for Halloween.
Yeah. I don't like it
because like say you go as Michael Myers, you look great. You're in the mask, unless you're in the Halloween 4 mask, which we'll get into.
we'll definitely get into on this show.
But eventually you're going to want to you're going to get hot. You want to take the mask off. You're going to want to have your drink. and then you're just a mechanic. And that's the problem. I tend to try to do some sort of makeup or something, so you've kind of still got somewhat of a mask on and a spooky face, but you can still talk and things. But then that sucks, like that night or in the morning. Like last night, hopping in the shower at 3 a.m. to get all the hair product out.
It wasn't fun.
It wasn't fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like masks because it covers your face and stuff like that. But I do appreciate like really cool looking masks, especially if it goes with your whole like outfit and everything. But yeah, like at a party, you're gonna wear it the whole time. Like no.
And then when once you take it off, where do you put it? Are you carrying it around?
Well, that's what the Rorschach mask, like it was like the type where you just kind of pull up, just like your mouth is showing. So that actually worked out of my favor. It's like, I can see some of you.
It's like a face mask.
Yeah, exactly. Nice.
I mean, I didn't get one this year, but the past few years, definitely like going to, parties and raves for Halloween. Onesies are my, like, I didn't get one this year, but I was like, I'm going to give it a break for 1 year. But they are A, very comfortable, and B, just like always, there's so many different ones. You can get a onesie that's Godzilla, a onesie that's a cow. Like you can get like so many different ones and they still are comfy. And then they have the hood that's kind of like a mask. And then you go, it's too hot right now. You just pull it off.
Yeah. I've got a couple of morph suits.
Morph suits?
I have the Spider-Man morph suit and a Deadpool morph suit.
Nice.
And so I've done before, like, went to a party as like dead Spider-Man once for Halloween because I like making it a little spooky. So did like the whole bottom of the suit and then just didn't wear the mask and did like blood all over the face. But I remember when I bought the morph suits, I paid like a little extra to get flies so I can pee.
Oh,
because so many of these things, you need to go to the toilet. You've got to pretty much get naked to go.
Yeah, you do.
Piss. So like I paid like an extra $5 or whatever just to have like a zipper so I can piss.
Damn.
But yeah, I got a like a nice suit this year, like this gray suit, but it's splattered with blood and like handprints, like zombies have been grabbing at you and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like a little more practical to wear at work, and then I'm gonna wear like the regular kind of surgical mask I've got to wear anyway, but I'm gonna get a white one and then splatter it with blood as well.
Scary.
So that's why I plan to wear it for work. Yeah,
that's all right.
And then I can look kind of sexy as well in my suit.
You're always looking sexy, even if it's Halloween. Well, John, you got to figure out what your costume is then for work this weekend, and you got to make sure you get your son Steve. I don't know what the Minecraft thing is or the Fortnite stuff. We've tried it. We're too old now. I think.
I can't get into it. He's like he's like asking me to help him in the game. I'm just like, I really don't know how to play this.
I just got the Call of Duty that I could play as Ghostface. That's as much as far as I played it for about 20 minutes, and I was like, cool, this is great.
I know how to play GoldenEye.
Yeah.
If you just remake that exactly how the N64 one is, I'm good. I could probably pick up Mario Kart in 50 years time, having never played any of the iterations. True. Still like, okay, it's still kind of the same. But yeah, like all these sort of online like campaign co-op shooter battle royale things, they're beyond me now. I kind of missed out.
Yeah, some of the costumes go over my head. I don't know who. Like, I went into a Halloween store the other day, and like, there's a giant section for just Fortnite and for Minecraft, and like all these sections. I'm like, whoa! Like, this was not a thing when I was a kid. But I guess superheroes was pretty popular still as I was a kid.
I served one of the like people who are very high up in Spirit, the Halloween pop-up stores that are all over North America. Yeah. And he was in town. He's from Toronto, but he was in town setting up the Toronto one, which is literally a block down from my bar.
And it's totally like ransacked now. If you're trying to get a costume, and today we're recording 27th. If you're trying to get a costume at Siino, it's going to be tough. I don't know how it is over there. But
it looks like day 7 after a zombie apocalypse. Yeah. Like everything's been looted. You might be able to get some supplies, but they're few and far between. But yeah, I was talking to him about what the popular costumes are this year. And I would say, it's got to be Squid Game, right? He's like, yeah, we kind of missed the boat. It kind of came out too close to Halloween. And obviously, I'm sure next year we'll see all the replica masks and things from Squid Game. But yeah, he said that for kids, it's still Minecraft, Fortnite, and Marshmallow.
There are so many Marshmallow outfits, different helmets and all this shit. Good for him.
And he was saying for adults, it's the most popular thing are like steampunk costumes.
Becky Lynch, old
Becky Lynch, that kind of thing. But was saying that sales this year, if you like disregard last year, but take the year before, like the last kind of normal Halloween we had, sales are up like way over 100%. He said people are going out this year and people are making up for lost time. He's like, profits are really good this year for Halloween.
100%, because everyone wants to do. It's the most fun. It's the most fun thing you can do, like other than New Year's. It's the biggest night.
People maybe with their costumes this year, like I always spend too much. I'm like, I want to do something budget friendly. I've got an idea in mind, and then you're getting the little like final bits, the little accessories, the little trinkets to go with your thing, and it adds up. And you're like, fuck, I've spent so much on this costume. But I'm sure this year people are like, you know what, I might spend a few more dollars than I normally would because I didn't pay anything last year. So I think people are going all out.
Last year I wore like an old onesie and like walked around and went, not bar hopping. I think I patio hopped because last year you couldn't really go into certain bars.
What bars open for Halloween last year?
I was on a patio at Storm Crow here in Toronto, which is like spooky kind of stuff. But
I just think I did Brizango. I don't think I did anything else last year.
But this year I think people are ready to
I know why I didn't go out last year, because the last call was early, wasn't it? Last call was like 9-10 p.m. So when we did our takeover show, Halloween Havoc, we couldn't go out after. I think that's why I didn't do anything.
Lame.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this year we can go out. We can do all sorts of.
I'm working a karaoke party on Saturday.
Right. There you go.
So that's going to be good.
Yeah.
Got to think of some good like spooky songs you can sing.
Monster Mash.
I was thinking Monster Mash, but I've got some sweet vocals. I want to be able to.
Siino, tell him some hip hop or.
Well, I was going to ask you, what was the song that minor spoiler for the new Halloween movie, but Big John was playing some song, right? But he was dancing to, but it wasn't Monster Mash. It was like some other Halloween song.
Oh yeah,
it was a bang.
He was playing some old spooky movie.
Yeah, when I got home after watching Halloween Kills, I actually went and found it, and now it's on the tip of my tongue. And
I've got a good one.
Yeah.
I Put a Spell on You.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, from Hocus Pocus too.
Yeah.
I've done just a few weeks ago at karaoke, I did Love Potion Number 9. It's kind of
you've done that.
Spooky.
That's a good one.
Kind of spooky, old school. I love I love making Halloween playlists and making all the bops and stuff. Nightmare on My Street, Fresh Prince, right?
Yeah, Fresh Prince.
Sampling Freddy Krueger and all that. That's always good. See, I have rituals. Like I'm always in spooky season. I'm always wearing black. I'm always watching scary stuff. But when it comes to actual Halloween time, I have my things I have to do every season. The other day, I made pumpkin chili again because I have to do that every year. And shout out everyone over the years still messaging me for the recipe. I will gladly give it to you. It involves pumpkin beer and lots of it. But I watch on Halloween. I always have to watch Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, and I have to watch the Disney cartoon, Ichabod Crane, Legend of Sleepy Hollow, like the OG one. Have you shown Lorenzo that yet?
We haven't, but it's funny because we're planning on going to Sleepy Hollow. We live like 5 minutes from
nice.
here. I want to
you?
introduce him to the whole actual lore of it. And then once he is aware of it, then I'll show him the movie because he'll be more familiar with it. That's
awesome. You live right near there. I always get ads like, "Hey, come visit Sleepy Hollow." Is it cool as it looks?
It looks just like you imagine. It's like an abandoned bridge, and it's a lot smaller than you might picture it, but it's there. And then there's so many things around. They take advantage of Sleepy Hollow name, so a lot of places around here do lantern shows. Is pretty big here. I don't know if you guys ever went through those mazes that are all lanterns that are built into Statue of Liberty and things like that. They do a lot of cool things with the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins.
It looks beautiful. I've always wanted to go, especially doing a trip in October around Halloween, going there or going to Salem. Just looks like a total must do. If wrestling ever did AEW should do a show in Salem on Halloween. And I'm going. It's a great. I want to do all this.
I've got a friend who started going there every year to Salem.
Yeah,
she loves it.
Yeah. A lot of people go.
It's awesome.
No, those are. That sounds like something.
That's not too. It's Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
That's not too far from us, right?
Yeah. Every Halloween time, I watch those cartoons. I watch a lot of old scary movies, like the one we're going to talk about, and I just that's my kind of my comfort. It makes me just, I don't know, it makes me feel nice to watch movies where people are getting brutally murdered.
I haven't done it yet this year, but last year I did every Treehouse of Horror. And I definitely like around Halloween, I dip in and do a few of the Treehouse of Horror Simpsons episodes because they're really good. Like considering they're 8-minute versions of these films and stories and stuff. I think they do a really good job of it.
Yeah, those ones are still pretty good. I watched a few this year. I again listening to different types of music. I'm just always in the spooky mood. It puts me in a good mood. Obviously, last year we were all super bummed out, so you got to go extra hard this year. And of course, Halloween. We're going to talk about Halloween 4, which definitely has some similarities to the movie that just came out, Halloween Kills. Yep. Me and Davie both said on a show the other day that we thought it stunk, but it was still really entertaining without giving too much away, like the deathmatch wrestling scene. Siino, what are some?
I think we can do 5 minutes and just people can skip if they want to skip.
Yeah, skip if you haven't watched it. But like Siino, what are your thoughts on this whole Halloween Kills, or as we call it, Halloween fucks?
It was okay. It was fun. I feel like I enjoyed it more seeing it in the theater because I was just excited to see a Halloween movie in the theater. Yeah. But I feel like if I watch it next year, I'm not going to enjoy it. And the whole time I'm watching it, I just know that there's a third one or a final one, I guess. So I already knew it was going to be just a stepping stone till the final one. It was really gory though. I didn't expect that many deaths and kills. Like Michael Myers was going ham on those firefighters. That was the best part. It was all the violence in it, but the story kind of sucked. The side plot with the person they thought was Michael Myers. I'm like, come on guys. You think this guy's Michael Myers? That was weird with the whole, it was actually a really sad moment with him in the hospital.
It felt like they were trying to make a comment on mob mentality and all that kind of thing, which could be good, but it was too much of a B-C plot for you to really care too much about it. I just didn't think it was a particularly smart film, and I was kind of hoping in 2021 we can be a little bit more creative with this, and especially it being part 2 of something we know is going to be a 3-parter. I think you could have done more than let's shoot Michael a load of times, but he's still alive.
Yeah,
you've
seen that a lot.
Just shoot him in the head.
Yeah,
just at this point. Also, he's supposed to be this old man. What?
Yeah.
Why can't you stop him?
You've already removed, obviously in the film we're about to talk about, there's all the psychic connections with Jamie and Michael. And we go as we go deeper into the sequels, into the lore of this curse and why he's maybe indestructible. You haven't established that in these films, and you're trying to bring it a bit more grounded, I thought. And yet he's still indestructible. So now it's just a guy who's indestructible. I don't know. I feel in a way he's scarier if he is vulnerable, but he's just smarter than everyone with his kills and how he can.
Yeah.
It didn't really work for me. But then I will say I wasn't bored. I had a fun time. I was just expecting more.
I was laughing a lot at the kills because I thought they were funny. And people in the theater, there was a date, clearly a first or second date. I could tell by the vibe. They were sitting kind of a row behind me. And they were being they are horrified at everything going on. And here I am going, knee slapping, oh, you got him with when he's the firefighter scene, like you mentioned, Siino, when he's going off on these. First of all, if you go to a house and you're oh, that's supposed to be this famous murderer in the mask, and you see him coming out of a fucking burning building on fire, I'd be nah, I'm out.
Yeah,
have a good one. We're firefighters. We're not trained to do this.
Or just always they have this plan where they're right, we're gonna stick together. Evil dies tonight. Stick together. And then I can't remember which was it. Tommy is just I'm gonna go in on my own. Why?
Yeah.
Why are you leaving these kids? You've just convinced this teenage girl to come with you to kill this, and now you're just gonna leave her in the car with a stupid boyfriend? No, stick together. Never let go of your weapons and cut this fucking guy's head off.
There was a lot of stupid moments. The nurse with the gun. I laughed so loud.
I laughed so hard at that.
I could not hold it in. I'm she's so stupid. But the cool thing about that is actually after I saw the Halloween Kills, I went back and saw the 2018 version, and I didn't realize characters like the nurse and the doctor were very minor characters in that one. Like you see them for a split second get in their car. So the fact that they brought back minor characters and gave them bigger roles, it made me think like, is there any character I should be looking out for in this one that could get a bigger role in the next one? So that was kind of cool, I guess, like that little part.
Yeah, I like callbacks to characters from like the nurse in the original movie. She gets like her flowers essentially, meaning she gets fucking murdered.
And Halloween 3 got some representation from us. They're finally acknowledging Halloween 3, which I think is a great movie. Now it's finally getting love after all these years, but
it is the internet
finally appreciating it.
The internet loves it now. The internet's loving that movie. What about any other, before we jump into this movie, like we kind of, I think, are all on the same fence for Halloween Kills. It's like, yeah, it's ridiculous and silly, but seeing it in theaters during, Halloween time was pretty fun and still entertaining as hell. And I wouldn't necessarily say my money was well spent.
Yeah,
still.
I didn't come out going like, oh, I wasted my $15 there.
Yeah, exactly. But is there anything else? Because they had a few trailers for some movies coming up, but is there anything else that has come out in the past little while, horror related, or anything that you have your eye on, Siino?
To be honest, no. I mean, there's a couple of, obviously there's a Scream movie coming out in January. There's the Ethan Hawke movie, The Black Book, which looks pretty terrifying. They showed the trailer for that. But nothing that really stands out. I've been watching the Chucky show. There's some shows on TV that are pretty scary. I kind of want to get into American Horror Story. I think I heard Davie talk about that. Watching that recently. But yeah, nothing really that stands out. Usually, like I try to watch at least one new movie every Halloween, but I usually go back to the classics. Like a movie that I watch every year is Poltergeist, which you guys definitely need to get to one day. But the first Poltergeist, that's the first movie that really made me feel uncomfortable. It wasn't about like jump scares. It wasn't about like slasher. It was just really messing with your head. So every year I put that on.
Because I feel like that's where horror is going now. Like you can't skip. Like I said, Halloween Kills made me laugh probably more than I was actually scared. Whereas people are figuring that out. Like, maybe this is kind of dated. So now you have your movies like Hereditary or Midsummer that are not necessarily going for jump scares and stuff. They're just there to scare you and make you think about it later at night or the next day. Like, oh, that was pretty fucked up.
Unsettle you for 2 hours.
Makes you feel uneasy and so uncomfortable. That's the new vibe scary movies are kind of going for, I find, these days. And some of them are pretty good. I haven't watched anything that has genuinely like scared me in a little while. So I know, although there's certain movies I refuse to watch, like the movie Hostel. I don't think I'll ever want to watch that movie. It just sounds too scary to watch.
Oh, I love Hostel.
Sounds
Hostel 1 and 2 are great.
Yeah, like you made me watch the Saw.
Ridiculous.
You made me watch Saw 1 and 2, and like I don't like gore as much. Only when it like kind of makes sense. So it does make sense in the Saw movies, like especially the first one, it really works. I thought the second one, I was like, okay, I get it. Like I'm over it.
I think you can, I think you can tell for me, like when there's just gore for the sake of gore.
Yeah.
And when someone's trying to like be clever for a reaction, like I know Eli Roth, who does the Hostel movies, says like no one can relate to having their head cut off. So you see someone in a movie get their head cut off and it's like, whoa, it's a bit of a laugh, right?
Right.
But everyone's had like a paper cut or something like that.
Right.
So you can kind of, if you have like there's a bit where someone's like Achilles gets cut and then they're trying to escape.
Yeah.
But you can kind of obviously not relate to having your Achilles snapped, but you can relate to being possibly sliced before or not being able to move at the speed you want to and that fear coming towards you. And it's gory, but it does amp up the fear. It's not just let's throw a load of blood here for the sake of blood.
Yeah. I'd say we've talked about it before. It's probably like 5 years old now, that movie, It Follows.
Yeah, love that
where
movie.
It's just literally like, of course, the premise of the movie, which I highly recommend anyone watching. The premise is if it's basically an STD that once you get it, once you sleep with someone that has it, and now you have it, there's always like these ghosts, these figures that are just always following you. And the only way to stop it is to give it to someone else.
And you never know what they look like.
Yeah.
So it can be like it can be like the usher at a movie theater.
But the scary
things like that. Yeah. You're like, oh shit, is that the person following me?
The scary part is it's just always someone following you. So like that is something everyone can relate to. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're 6'5" Jack dude. You're walking down somewhere at night and there's some fucking scary figure always following you.
Is that
Always
guy following me,
It's
or
like
are they
that-
just going the same way as me? Like, what's going on?
It's
And
genuinely
the way
scary.
the way it ended too, you just kind of see like this like in the background, like what's going on back there. Really quick to make myself feel old, I was talking to a coworker, really cool kid, but he's really big into horror movies. And we're talking about movies. I'm like, you ever see It Follows? And he's like, oh yeah, I love that movie. I used to watch it all the time when I was a kid. And I'm like, it came out like in 2014. Like, I felt so old just, and I'm just, oh my God. Like, but some movies that are coming out that are scary. There's this one about this giant red dog called Clifford that looks terrible.
I don't believe that's a real movie. I'm going to do so much drugs and go to the theater to watch that.
It looks terrifying. I just see a giant red dog running through the city. It's like a monster.
My Instagram ad, every time I open up the app, it's the first thing that pops up. It's like, here we go. And it's this dog. I'm like, yo, this is so scary. There's no way it's real. And then I watched the trailer. I was like, fuck. Why is this a movie?
Yeah.
That is so scary. Yeah, that is like the kids won't find that scary, but to me, I'm like, that's a fucking big ass dog.
Yeah,
and that's scary. We're gonna review it. Get Lorenzo on. You gonna take Lorenzo to see it?
He definitely wants to see it. He's familiar with the Clifford books and everything, so I think it's going to be available at home as well, which is good. I don't want to go to the theater to watch that, so
yeah,
I'll definitely probably watch it and let you know about it.
What are they gonna make next? Like live action Babar, or like what the fuck else can you make that would not? I don't know if transitioning like Stuart Little, they made it's a tiny mouse that can talk. Okay, cool.
Right.
This is a fucking giant dog.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying.
They did Pokemon, didn't they? Like mixed with the real world.
Pokemon was what? Detective Pikachu?
Which
Yeah.
but that was a comedy. I enjoyed that.
I think they're making the Magic School Bus, which sounds like an LSD trip.
Boy.
I'm pretty sure they're making that into an actual
load up
movie.
on all the drugs and go watch that movie. It'll be great. I'll watch that for sure. Yeah, Miss Frizzle.
Yeah.
Miss Frizzy. She's pretty
Yeah.
scary too.
Yeah.
I liked all those shows as a kid, but like I recently watched Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. That was
it was okay. Yeah. Fear Street. Have you watched Fear Street? That was not bad. Like for recent stuff, I guess.
On
Yeah.
Netflix?
Yeah. It had some stuff I liked, but it had so much stuff I didn't like. So I was like, I know Shudder just released a new VHS 94 apparently.
Okay.
So VHS is a pretty cool scary movie. I highly recommend.
I saw the first one.
First one's
it's like
pretty good.
it's a load of different
Anthologies,
found
footage
films.
of stuff. Yeah, which is pretty sweet. I mean, there's a ton of scary movies, and if you want to hear us talk about them, we did so many this month on our Patreon, including Exorcist and all these ones. But we are here to talk about Halloween. And well, we've been going through the Halloween saga every year here at upNXT. And well, we made it now to the 4th installment, which means it's the return of Michael Myers.
Yeah, speaking of anthologies, the idea with these Halloween films was to kind of do a different scary movie within this like Halloween universe, and they tried it with Season of the Witch, and people went, where the fuck is Michael Myers?
Pretty much.
So they abandoned that idea and came back with this. And I think you're starting to see sort of the anthology thing a little bit on TV on Netflix and stuff, but it's interesting. If you in a parallel universe, maybe there's this whole series of like John Carpenter led anthology Halloween films, which I think would be quite cool if Season of the Witch took off. Who knows all these movies we could have had, but I'd like to see someone try it. People are maybe a bit more accepting towards it now, a bit more conditioned with like American Horror Story and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And even do the same actors, but like different stories.
True.
They've done with the like Netflix Haunting on Bly Manor, Haunting on Hill House, Midnight Mass, those kind of things, and American Horror Stories, keeping the same actors. I think there is a place for it, but they weren't ready in the 80s, and they were like, we need Michael back. Yeah,
it is funny because it's like you're sitting on this pile of money on a table that you've already created this this character that's huge, it's so popular, and you decide, no, we're just gonna like go different. So it is odd that you would go away from the thing that made that, the thing that brought you to the dance, but it's like, okay, let's try something different. In today's world, definitely would, like, if they were to just do a one-off remake of Halloween 3 now, and instead of the TVs that are taking over the kids, do it like TikTok taking over, brainwashing, masks and all that stuff, it would probably be really good. So someone needs to get John Carpenter making that remake.
Yeah, because John Carpenter just wanted to do one. He like never.
Yeah,
I get sequels weren't as big a thing.
He's too cool
in like 78, and he's like, I just had this idea for this standalone, like intimate horror movie, Halloween, and
he's done like a lot of good horror movies. Like after he did like The Fog, he did Christine, he did The Thing, They Live, or Roddy Piper. So he definitely like is capable of doing other things besides Michael Myers. But I feel like the time that Halloween 4 came out is Halloween H10 because it's 10 years after the first one. It was like Freddy Krueger was big. Jason Voorhees was big. So it's like I guess they felt like they needed to have their own mascot to represent like on Halloween. And why not bring back one of them that they pretty much started it?
Yeah. I mean, in 1978, you had the original Halloween, and it kind of, obviously, I genuinely think Psycho is the original slasher. I know there's a few others and things like that, but Michael Myers and Halloween, that movie definitely like sets off the whole
when
bang.
it became mainstream.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Sure.
It made it the big boom of these things. So in 78, they have Halloween 1, and then the 80s, you said like Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, they take off and they're making shit tons of money. So you got to feel like all these people who made Halloween are like, yo, what the fuck?
The studios there have to be going, we're sitting on something.
Yeah,
here,
we
right?
like we should be we kick this all off. Why aren't we like raking in the big bucks? So they quickly were like, yo, we got to make these movies, because Halloween 2 is a great 80s like horror movie that, of course, the new movies kind of pretend didn't happen. But Halloween 2 itself is still pretty solid movie. And well, they clearly were like, okay, we got to jump on this thing. And they asked John Carpenter to come back for Halloween 4. And I believe, like doing some digging on this movie, that he was the one who was like, okay, well, like, here's an idea I have. And it was to make Michael Myers, more ghostly or witchcraft, hocus pocus kind of stuff. And they weren't really about it, which is really interesting considering where this, what do they call this trilogy? The Thorn Trilogy is what they
4, 5, and
call
6.
this.
Oh, okay.
And that's where they ends up going, but not in really a good way, to be honest. So like, he was like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with this movie.
Yeah, he wanted Lindsay and Tommy from the original series, Tommy the boy being babysat.
Yeah.
Tommy Doyle. He wanted them to sort of be in this film as like neighbors, and that they've been going through kind of, I guess, therapy because of the traumatizing events, and they were going to be kind of the lead characters in this. But again, that was kind of abandoned, and there is mention of a Lindsay in this film, but they've kind of denied that it is the same Lindsay.
Right.
But you just feel, again, like you've got the characters there. Like you don't need to get the same actors. It's 10 years on. Like, why not?
I just feel like all the movies, and this goes for Halloween Kills, you're overcomplicating so many things that don't need to, like, the new one is like, well, no, he's not her brother. It's just some guy who likes killing her, who wants to kill her. It's like, okay, but really you could go, hey, he's the brother who wants to just kill you, and that's it. So he kills all these other people. But instead, now they're going out of their way to be like, no, he just likes killing people. But for some reason, he's still always chasing after her. It's like, come on, get it together, guys.
So in Halloween Kills, it's the doctor who's been trying to tie Laurie and Michael together. And it's like, Michael's just like, no, I'm just randomly killing people. It's very much, what's the second of the new Star Wars films where it's like, Ray, no, your parents were nothing. Like, you're not important. You're not special. And that's essentially what Laurie is in this new film. It's like, no, you're not special. He tried to kill you once years ago.
It's dumb. It's fucking dumb. It's like, give me fucking 10 minutes. We're all fans of, like, big fans of these movies, can probably come up with more interesting plot than what they had done with this Halloween Kills movie, in my opinion, or Halloween 4. Because you must be at a crossroads here. Okay, well, we killed him in Halloween 2. We tried making a new anthology thing with Halloween 3. Okay, Halloween 4. Return of Michael Myers. He's going to come back. John Carpenter's like, yeah, you can use it, whatever. Pay me my money, but I'm not involved. And well, you can tell he's not involved because he has his little touches on things that maybe prove he is legit, an icon in the world of horror. And when he doesn't attach himself to a movie, it definitely shows, because we're about to talk about Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers, not the return of the same mask, though.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at the artwork for this movie. It's got the original mask on it.
Got the Halloween 2 mask.
Because it's
right?
it's a promo photo from that movie.
Yeah.
That's not the mask that they use in this movie.
I mean, that shows how times have changed now, because now you want the original Halloween mask, you can probably make it in a 3D printer, you know? Whereas here they made Halloween 1 and Halloween 2, and I think they gave it to someone, to one of the cast or whoever, have it.
Deborah Hill
right.
has the original mask, the William Shatner face painted thing. Yeah, she had it in storage.
But it was just a random store mask they bought and painted and everything. So it's one of its kind. So 10 years later, when you're wanting to bring it back, it's like, right, who's got this mask? Where is it? What's going on? And they have to try and recreate it. And we actually see multiple versions of the mask in this film because terrible. The director keeps going, no, it doesn't look right. Doesn't look right. How about we make it blonde for a scene?
Fucking terrible.
Very odd.
Yeah. The story goes that Deborah Hill, who helped create Halloween with John Carpenter, she had the mask. Everyone was like, you can have it. You keep the mask. So she worked on a bunch of other movies and stuff, but she kept it in her house in storage. But she was an avid chain smoker. Smoked inside her house. So when they were like, hey, we got to dig this mask up. He's coming back. Michael Myers is coming back. They're like, you got the mask? And she's like, yeah, let me find it. Found it. It was all like tarred up. It was fucked up from all the smoke in her house, apparently.
So Halloween Kills one. It's the burnt mask.
Yeah, the burnt mask.
I was going to say, you'd think it would look good.
Yeah.
After, because he's already burnt alive.
Yeah, I don't know. How bad could it have been that they couldn't? Anything would have been better than the mask they used in this movie. It takes away from the movie completely. Knowing like AMC, Horror Fest, Fear Fest, whatever they call it every year, they would air all the Halloween movies like nonstop, front to back, 1, 2, 3, 4, like all of them. And whenever these ones come on with Danielle Harris, the young girl, Jamie, and I would be watching them like, you know, as a teenager on TV, my mom would be like, anything but these ones. She's like, I'd rather watch the shitty Jason movies than watch this trilogy.
Really?
She absolutely cannot. She's like, it's one thing to make a whole movie, not just one, but 3 of them, where it bases around like your main character is a kid. Because kids, you know, sorry, kids, but you're not good actors. You're not old enough to understand certain things. So on top of that, she's just not a good actor when she's a kid. So
I think she's actually fine.
She has some good stuff.
I don't mind Jamie Lloyd at all. I have more issue with Braden and shit like that. I think Jamie Lloyd's actually probably one of the better things of these films.
For some reason, I haven't watched this one in a while. For some reason, in my mind, I thought it was better than it was. And then watching this 2 nights ago, I was like, oh, this is way worse than I remember it. Because, yeah, well, it starts off here, Halloween 4. We see this, what is it? Like the Smith's Grove, the place for the committed, when we all thought Michael Myers was dead. Well, he's kind of dead because he's in a coma. It seems he's basically a vegetable. And these two doctors are coming in to transfer him. They're always transferring.
Never transfer Michael Myers.
Stop it.
Yeah.
It's always happening. It's always happening on Halloween. Somehow.
It's always raining.
The one day that he kills, we're going to transfer him.
Just leave him where he is. Bring the doctors you need, the surgical equipment you need. Just bring it all to him. Just keep him locked.
Dog, just unplug him.
Yeah.
Kill him.
That too.
He's a fucking serial murderer. Like, fuck.
The death penalty is a thing in Illinois in the 70s, is it not?
So Michael's been alive on life support for 10 years. That's right. He got burned alive in that hospital at the end of Halloween 2. But apparently he survived, but he's been in this coma. And well, they're transferring him on this rainy night. And of course, there's no officers to oversee this transfer. It's just 2 doctors in the back of this ambulance. And what would be great if the 2 doctors would just randomly discuss where Michael Myers' family is and how they're doing. Like, oh, did you know that he has a niece? Yeah, he's got a niece who still lives there. And you just see like his hand move. So he's alive. And he is alive. The theme hits. He comes up. He beats the shit out of one doctor, slamming his head against the side of the car. And then in a great death, I think it's one of the best kills. A thumb to the forehead.
Yeah. This really is different from Halloween 1 especially, but Halloween 2 as well. This is upping the gore completely. We haven't seen him put his thumb through people's skulls before, and it kicks off the film and you're like, oh shit, all right. Pretty scary. It is. I think they've got the atmosphere right here. We're laughing, it's Halloween, it's nighttime, it's a storm, but I quite like this opening here. It's dumb, like it's a horror movie, people make dumb mistakes all the time, but as far as an opening go, I kind of enjoy this.
The Haddonfield spike to the head. It's the thumb to the forehead. Apparently, producers were like, when they had almost filmed the movie, were like, no, it needs more violence. So they added this in afterwards. And it's one of the first scenes in the movie.
And I read that the director is actually really squeamish about blood and all this. And it was so funny because throughout the whole film, he's just yelling like, more blood, more gore, more gore.
Yeah. Well, thumb to the forehead is a great death in any world of movies. Because wow, what force would you have to not only to put your thumb through like skin, but the guy's head
through the eyes, but through the skull.
How tough is his thumb?
Well, maybe he was in a coma for 10 years and it just kept shooting him up with steroids for 10 years straight. You never know. He could have ultra strength.
Just in the thumb.
We see him now, he killed these people in the ambulance, but it cuts still a rainy night to a house. And we see a young Jamie. She's on the couch. She's looking out the window. It's raining and her dog is with her. And she sees lightning, outside, and there's an ambulance there. Rachel shows up, her like sister, and she sounds like any like girlfriend who's like, do you love me? Hey, do you still love me? Hey, Rachel, hey, just wondering, do you love me? Yeah, I still love you. Oh, okay, cool. But do you love me? You do. Does your son do this to you?
No.
Do you love me?
Not.
So she then like starts looking through an old photo box of pictures of her mom. She's just looking at photos and she starts to cry. But Michael Myers is in the mirror. He's there. And she starts to cry. She's praying. She's in her dark room. She's now being chased by Michael Myers. She opens the door to run. Now there's a second Michael Myers. There's two of them. She's screaming. She wakes up. It's a dream.
So this is my first issue. How the fuck does she know what Michael Myers looks like? She wasn't even born when it happened. There's no pictures of him, right? Like, that's my first problem that pops up in my head. There's no way that she could have this, like, unless she's just going by memory. But that describes why he looks so shitty.
And it definitely goes into the latter films. But she's got this like connection with him. She's got this
blood,
psychic,
I guess,
psychic connection with him, and the fact that he's kind of reawakening is why she's having. Again, it's like Star Wars. She's kind of force timing with Michael Myers here.
They clearly took from this movie.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the only explanation there really is, right? I mean, she can't know what he looks like.
But yeah, back to the mask. It definitely looks like someone's bought. Well, someone's bought a cheap Michael Myers costume for Halloween. Right. They got like, it's $30. I've got
his hair slicked back like John Travolta from Saturday Night Fever. Like, it looks so white. Like him.
It's so white as well. Like,
the mask is the worst. It's almost like he's surprised.
Yeah.
That's why it's not scary.
It's funny. We're going to get into it later on, but when they originally had the masks made, they came back with a pinkish skin and blonde hair. So they had to go and take these masks and then fix them up. There was one scene they forgot to change the mask.
Yeah.
But that was the original mask, was pink and blonde hair. So they had to go and spray paint it black and I guess make it white. And they made it way too white. And his eyes are missing because he got shot out in part 2, right? So that's the explanation of why you can't see his eyes anymore. They're just straight black holes you're looking in.
Yeah, fucking dumb. Jamie's supposed to have this connection. It's like she's a little kid, so obviously she's in a foster home.
Yeah,
because her mom, Laurie Strode, who's not in this movie, therefore her name's Jamie. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yep.
Yeah, get it. She's in a foster home and with like this new family in Haddonfield. Again, like what? Like you don't know who this guy is. No one's ever told you who he is because you're not going to tell like a fucking 7-year-old like, hey, remember, just let you know like your uncle is a famous murderer and this is what he looks like. So she's having dreams of someone she doesn't even actually know. So that's the first like warning sign of spooky witchcraft and all that shit.
So Braden, question for you: If Laurie Strode is the mother, is her father Ben Tramer?
Absolutely, 100%.
Like, because they hint at that in one of the new movies that Laurie was dating him. So who else is the dad?
This is true. In Halloween Kills, it's almost referencing that it was Judy Greer. It's almost as if Ben Tramer's the dad.
I'm gonna put it out there though.
Yeah.
People do have relationships with more than one person.
Yeah.
Like this is like Ben Tramer is in 78. It could be anyone.
But it could
be anyone.
But Laurie's character was like the prude and never, did anything. And Ben Tramer, in Halloween 2. Oh, wait, no. In Halloween 2, kayfabe wise, he shot.
Right?
He shot.
Oh, you're right.
He shot. Oh, okay, so it can't be.
And is Lloyd her surname? Or is it like Jamie Lloyd, like Jamie Lynn, like a double barrel?
Or is it like because her foster family gave her that last name?
Lloyds?
They don't want to give her Strode because that would like set it off that.
Because maybe the dad is like Daniel Lloyd.
It's him.
Our theme producer.
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd.
So the next day just so happens to be Halloween in 1988, Haddonfield. We see this household of the Lloyd family here. I'm going to call them. It's a classic, middle America. The parents got big plans tonight on Halloween, and their babysitter canceled. So they asked Rachel. Rachel is again like this older sister here, teenager, the actual daughter now and a foster sister, I guess, to Jamie.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, look, babysitter canceled. You're going to have to watch her. And she's like, yo, I got a date with Brady tonight. How am I supposed to do this? And they're like, nah, sorry, you're watching the kid. What kind of asshole parents don't let their kids have fun on Halloween? Like, First of all, you got this big business meeting. Whoever you work for is an asshole for booking this business meeting on Halloween when you're not even going to wear costumes tonight. Mean parents. Parents always suck in these movies. I'm
looking what day it was as well. Like it was a
Halloween
Monday night. Yeah,
it's a Monday night on Halloween in 1988.
31st, 88.
Yeah. Well, so Rachel's like, great. Like now I got to cancel Brady. Like me and him are hitting it off and trying to make him go steady with me. How am I going to do this if I have to cancel on him? But it's Jamie who overhears this and is like, sorry, I ruined everything. And she's like, all right, I'll take you out trick-or-treating or if you want to. And she's like, no, I just want to hang out. Okay, well, I'm going to babysit you. So she's going to agree to skip out on her date with Brady, but she's going to have to tell Brady, which is not going to go over well. We see the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT, Dr. Loomis.
He's back. I think I'm more excited about the return of Loomis than the return of Michael.
Yeah.
Donald Pleasance is back in all his ham glory.
Yeah.
Love it.
He's got a burnt up face because if you remember at the end of Halloween 2, I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be dead at
he's
that.
In the fire as well.
Like,
yeah.
He made it out. He's got a burnt up face here. And
his burns change throughout the film.
Yeah.
Like, how is this guy going to survive? So they do give him burns, and then I think it's Donald Pleasance's wife or girlfriend at the time is on set and goes, "Why is there an egg on your face?"
Oh my God.
So they realize it looks a bit ridiculous. So his burns heal miraculously during this film.
I don't think he even knows where the burns are because he goes to like the officer and he's like, "Do you see my face?" And he points at the perfectly good part of his face, opposed to the right side, which is all burnt. And I'm like, he has no idea where the prosthetics even are. I think that the new Loomis from Halloween Kills looks a lot better than the real one.
Oh yeah,
the new one in Kills is great, insane. Yeah.
What I like to think is that after this film, Loomis goes and has like an identity change and everything and starts terrorizing the world and James Bond because he's still got the scars as Blofeld.
He's Blofeld. Yeah. Donald Pleasance. I mean, what a legend.
Awesome.
Yeah. You said he's all in his ham glory here. He definitely kicks it in right away because he's like, hey, what's going on here? I heard there was a transfer with my patient, Michael Myers, yesterday. Like, why wasn't I told of this? And this cop is like, look, dude, you need to chill. You need to relax. And he's like, don't tell me to relax. That man is not a man. He is evil on two legs. And the cop's like, yo, chill. Hold on. I got to answer this phone call 1 sec. Hello? Oh, I see. And he hangs up. He's like, there's been an accident.
It's Michael. It's Michael, isn't it?
Siino, I know you watched it too, but there's a show on Netflix called like The Movies That Made Us. Is it The Movies That Made Us or How It's Made? It's basically the movies
that made us. Yes.
So it's like a series. Each episode is like a mini 40-something documentary on each different movies. Highly recommend the one on Home Alone. It was amazing. So many things you did not know. They recently put out one for the original Halloween. And there's so much things that even I didn't know about Halloween, including Donald Pleasance, allegedly, according to Too Cold or according to John Carpenter, was like, all right, I'm going to be in some like bootleg like horror movie that, you know, might take off or whatever for Halloween 1. Apparently, every scene he did for that movie, and I am imagining for this movie, because watching it, knowing the information, I went, oh, yeah. Donald Pleasance really loves red wine.
Okay.
apparently, every scene they'd come in like, hey, we're ready. And then they look and there's like new empty bottles of red wine. He's like, yeah, I'm ready. So it's like that like shine that he's always like really intense. It's like, okay.
It works though. This character, this Dr. Loomis has been through a lot in his life. So I think he'd be hitting the bottle and
so
definitely adds to the character.
The cop is like, yo, you're right. Cause there was an ambulance crash. Everyone in the ambulance is dead. And he's like, no, we got to go to it. And he's like, this guy's not alive. Come on. Like, so they go to the crash site and the ambulance is like crashed, but there's blood everywhere, like on the side of it inside. It's like, no. Where's the bodies? Well, there's 4 people, but we've only retrieved 3 bodies. It's Michael. It's got to be Michael. And
he's thrown them like miles.
Yeah, he's like, they're like, no. Maybe the body's like, you know, somewhere around here. He's like, no. He's probably on his way to Haddonfield, so I'm going to go there too.
I love the line Loomis goes, you're talking about him as if he's a human being. That part of him died years ago. And if you don't find him in 4 hours, I will.
The cop makes a good point, and this is how I guess they get around this, you know, plot hole here is the cop goes, well, he's been in a coma for 10 years. His muscles are going to be like nothing. And that's when he's like, no, he's no man. Like, which, yeah, if he's in a coma, this guy's not getting up and walking around. He's not walking around killing people. He can't move. There's no way. Sorry, but yeah, that's how they just.
I'm ill for like 2 days and in bed for 2 days, and I get up and I'm like, oh, I feel kind of my legs are weird.
This guy, 10 years in a bed, not moving, and all of a sudden he's
human,
like,
Braden.
That's right, he's evil. So Loomis drives onto a gas station. Meanwhile, we see the gas station and like these clerks, some guy wearing blue jumpsuit overall things. You know that's not going to be safe because he is stabbed up. We see Michael finally in like a face bandage mask just impale some guy
in his like hospital gown.
Yeah,
I think this is his best look in this film.
Yeah,
and I kind of feel you could have maybe gone with the bandages for more of this film. I think it's quite like the jumpsuit with the bandages.
Yeah,
I think it looked pretty cool.
Looks way scarier.
Yeah.
So he kills some people in the gas station as Loomis pulls up. He's getting some gas. I've never seen a car that you put the gas behind the license plate in the back. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
I wasn't on like the side of the car. He sees some dead people. So instantly he goes, all right.
Yeah. The mechanic is like now chained up and just strung up,
bleeding, dead.
Yeah.
He goes into the next part of the gas station and he sees more dead people. And then he just looks and it's this like silent part. And he looks over. Hello, Michael. And we see Michael again now, like still with the face bandaged up, but now in the jumper, I think. And he's like, hello, Michael. Stop. Don't go to Haddonfield. Don't go after that young girl. Take me instead. God damn you. As he starts to shoot him, but Michael disappears.
Okay. So Michael in all these films does the thing where like you look out the window and Michael is stood there. You turn away and you say to someone, look out there. And then you turn again and he's gone. The whole time, though, in this shot is Donald Pleasance, Dr. Loomis, looking at Michael. He shoots at him, and then the camera turns, and Michael's not there. So Loomis would have seen him walk away. It's not like he's turned or anything.
He ran.
Yeah.
With his muscles.
I want to see those scenes. I want to see the bits where Michael were like, all right, they've turned away and he just runs.
Did you guys notice the theme of this gas station / restaurant? So the place is called Penny's. And if you look at it, behind Loomis, there's literally 20 pictures of Abraham Lincoln on the
I did
wall.
notice that. Yes, so many of Abraham
That always bothered me. I'm like, what's this one Abraham Lincoln things? I looked it up and it's actually Abraham Lincoln themed restaurant. They actually recreated there for, I think, Universal Horror Nights. There's an actual restaurant there called Penny's that replicates the actual set. So it's pretty cool.
I follow this guy. I think he owns the original. He's called like Michael Myers House on Instagram or something. He's got a huge following, and he goes around the U.S. and he goes to different places where they filmed horror movies. So he actually did a watch along for this movie at this actual gas station like 2 years ago, which looked awesome. They like projected it on the big wall outside, but it's the actual gas station in like somewhere in the Midwest or whatever. But looked pretty awesome. So Michael gets away, and Loomis, tries to go after him. But then there's this Michael clearly, Grand Theft Auto'd a truck, and he's driving through the wall here. There's big explosions. There's gunshots. It's insanity.
Okay, this is where they've gone, right? We need to up the ante. It's the return of Michael Myers. We're going to go a bit more Hollywood. We have Loomis shooting at this truck that's heading towards him. Loomis, this pushing 70 or what? He's in his 60s here, I think. Donald Pleasance does this fucking Bruce Willis Die Hard-esque dive out of the way as this truck goes past, and then there's a huge explosion for no reason. What the hell blew up here?
I don't know.
The whole place just explodes.
It's a gas station, but
and you go, okay, all right. Halloween's got a little Hollywood here.
Damn.
This is crazy.
It doesn't make any sense. But he's like, God damn it, Michael. And his car's fucked up. So how is he supposed to chase him? Because it's a 4-hour drive to Haddonfield, as he says. So Michael's on the run, going back to Haddonfield. And Loomis is on the chase. We go back to Haddonfield.
Did somebody say?
Well, Jamie having a hard time at school because she might not really know too much about her family history with Laurie and Michael. But of course, every other kid at school knows because they're bullying her. Hey, Jamie, your uncle's the boogeyman, and your mama's dead. Damn.
Okay. We always have bullies in films, and I know bullies exist in real life.
It's coming to get you.
I don't know if kids are ever this cruel.
That's fucked up.
Being lol, your parents are dead.
My parents are dead.
Your uncle's a murderer. Haha, you suck. Your mum's dead. Ha your mum is dead. I don't think, no matter how fucked up kids are, I don't think so many kids would be this cruel.
Look, I wasn't around in the 80s, but that's pretty mean.
That's fucked.
Yeah. I don't know. I never got bullied like that. Yo.
I don't have a dead mum, but maybe if I did, I'd be bullied.
It's fucked up.
It's just there's a lot of things I can let slide in this film. This isn't one of them.
Yeah, fuck these kids, bro. Fuck them kids, bro. See, this is why I don't like kids. So Jamie's hurt by this, and she just wants to be regular. She wants to be normal. She wants to go trick-or-treating and stuff. So she changes her mind, and she's getting picked up by Rachel and her friend Lindsay, who may or may not be the Lindsay from the first movie, but they're trying to, tease you. And she's changed her mind. She's like, Rachel, I do want to go to trick-or-treating. You got to take me out tonight. And she's like, all right, well, we can go to the discount mart, but Brady's working, so we can't go there. But okay, let's go. So they go over to the discount mart, and we see Brady and some boys working, some teenagers working at the store. And there's a girl working, and they're all kind of making bets on who can pick her up or chop her. And she's not having it. She tells someone, fuck off, Wade, which I thought was a nice line. But Rachel and Lindsay and Jamie show up to the discount mart, and she's like, hey, Brady, got to talk to you about tonight. He's like, yeah, I'm so excited. Halloween. We're going to party, babe. It's going to be great. Well, actually, babysitter canceled. I got to babysit Jamie, so I can't come out with you tonight. Well, when did you find this out? This morning. Okay, thanks for telling me right now, Rachel. And he's mad.
This wasn't times of mobile phones or whatever. Come on, give the girl a little break.
She could have called him. I would have. I understand his upset. Why he's upset, because it's I could have made plans. Now I'm just you literally could have told me when you figured it out, but you waited all day through school all day to tell me now. Okay, cool. And while they're arguing, and they were making out for a bit first, of course, because you got to get that romance.
Yeah, a lot of PDA.
While he's working.
While he's at work. John, you ever do that at the Lego store? Someone just comes in.
No.
Start making out. Yeah. Jamie,
I've had it. I had to be like, yo, it's chill.
So Jamie's looking for some costumes, and she finds this clown costume that kind of speaks to her, and it definitely is the like similar costume to Michael's when he was a kid.
From the first, 6? I think.
So she's like, huh, this one's great.
And you see, she looks in the mirror, and it kind of like fades between her and the young Michael and back.
Clearly, it's just some other kid. They got dressed in this costume. But you ever so slightly see, I think, the car from earlier from Michael, and now you see a hand grabbing a mask in the store. He clearly grabbed the wrong one because it's a bad mask. And he's in the store, and he like bumps into her. And she sees him and she freaks out and everyone runs over, but he's gone. So she's like, yeah, I saw some man. And they're like, no one's here. I don't know what what you're talking about, but definitely the first encounter. If he knew this was her, wouldn't he just kill him right there?
He doesn't know it's her.
He doesn't know it's her yet though. Right. So he just sees the little girl.
Going to the house. Yeah. Like he doesn't know.
Yeah. Damn. So we see Loomis hitchhiking, trying to get a ride. He thinks he got a ride with some cheerleaders, but they lie to him. They trick him.
Like, I don't know if people would be this cruel. You see an old man with a limp,
burned up face,
walking like it looks pretty warm there that day. I don't think you'd be this cruel.
You think you'd?
I know there are horrible people out there. I don't know. An old man with a limp, like clearly stranded.
Right.
It's the 80s. These kids are probably all coked up. Like they don't know what's going on.
He's probably
be nice, guys. Don't murder people. Don't leave old limping men. Don't tease them.
That sounds weird. Old limp men. Don't tease old limp men.
Don't tease old limp men, guys.
Well, another old man picks him up. It's our boy Blue for those old school fans. Is it? And he's in a bunch of old movies like Wedding Singer, and he's always plays the old goofy guy who's always drinking. And he picks up Loomis. And he gives him a ride here. And he's like a churchgoer, but he's got a flask and he shares it with Loomis. And he's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah. Is it red wine?
You got any wine in the back? Yeah. So he's hitchhiking to go find Michael in Haddonfield. Michael goes to that. So now Jamie and Rachel are going trick-or-treating, but the parents are also gone. So the house is empty. And Michael finds the house, goes into it. How did he find the house? How does he know whose house this is? From just those doctors talking?
It's still the Myers house, no?
What? Why would they live with this girl whose family went through all this trauma to live in the house where it happened? That's
Am I wrong, John?
I don't think it is. But it wouldn't. Oh. Yeah, I would. But yeah, then Braden makes a good point. Like, how would he know?
Yellow Pages? When he picked up the mask?
Yeah.
Picked up a...
Okay, we're going to go with that. We're going to let that go because we're going to say that Michael knows what the Yellow Pages are. So he goes through her house. He also knows exactly where Jamie keeps this box of these photos with picture of Laurie, picture of Jamie. It's basically this box that you open and it goes, here's a picture of Jamie. Here's a picture of Laurie. They must be mother and daughter. Yeah. Oh my God. So now he knows.
But also I wonder the times when Jamie's like dreamt of Michael, whether he's seen it like in his coma, whether he's seen Jamie in the house and has seen her looking at the picture.
It's kind of hokey though, but they don't even
I mean the next film they get like they play with that a lot, right?
Yeah. So Michael now is like, okay, I know that Jamie is the little girl I got to murder. So he's going after her. Loomis finally shows up in Haddonfield and he goes over looking for Sheriff Brackett and they're like, yo man, this guy retired a long time ago. Haven't you seen Halloween Kills? He's still kicking though. And he's like, look, you gotta get all the men, all the cops on the streets. You got to tell everyone to go home because he's here. He's coming. And of course the cops don't really believe him, but eventually they're like, okay, maybe we got to do something. Maybe you're onto something. Cause I just don't want to reoccur. I don't want that to happen again. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
This cop actually is like a good cop in a movie, I'd say.
For once. Yeah. Normally everyone's like,
usually they're like, piss off. Yeah. Get out of here, you old bat. So he is listening. We see trick-or-treating, Jamie and Rachel. And Jamie's just starting to feel the vibe. She's like, wow, I get this trick-or-treating thing. It's pretty cool. She's meeting other kids in cool costumes.
Well, I think these were the same kids as earlier.
It was. He had the
this,
Frankenstein mask on, yeah.
The boy is like the one who's like, haha, your mum's dead, you suck, dead mum, fuck you. This kid is now like, hey, cool clown costume, do you want to hang out? I'd be like, no, fuck off.
Yeah. I don't know. So she joins.
I need a serious like sit down apology before I'm hanging out with you, you little cunt.
Yeah. So she's befriending the kids, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna go up, ring the doorbell." So like, you know, you ever go trick or treating, and it's like you see like the parents like waiting. All right, go, and they're like, "How's it going? Hey, happy holidays." So Rachel's like, "I'll wait here. Yeah. You know, you go trick or treat." So she does. Jamie and the little kids, they ring the doorbell, trick or treat. The door opens. And we see the girl from the discount mart earlier. It's what's her name? Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly answering the door in just a shirt that says "Cops do it by the book," which I have seen. They do sell this shirt on horror websites and stuff. I fucking love it.
She's the sheriff's daughter.
She's the sheriff's daughter that Loomis is talking to earlier. And well, as she's handing out candy to these kids, Rachel, who's like, you know, kind of babysitting Jamie with the trick-or-treating, looks at the door and recognizes it's Kelly, but then looks past her in the house and sees Brady inside the house, who's clearly, you know, getting his own clothes back on as well.
Yeah. And
she is very upset. So Brady goes out to like talk to her, and they're arguing and all that stuff. His response is, "Look, you bailed on me, so I found the next best thing."
Yeah, not cool.
That's what she says. "Oh, like you found the next best thing, huh? I you know, you find."
Why don't you go back to Miss Hot Panties?
Hot Panties, yeah. Wow. So while all this is happening, the kids move on to the next house and the next house, and she kind of loses Jamie from this argument. Cutting back to Jamie's house, I did not mention Jamie's dog. The dog of the family is named Sunday.
Yes.
But Sundae, like a Sunday.
Sunday, like an ice cream.
I always wanted to name, if I ever get a dog, Sunday. It's such a funny name for a dog, a cute name for a dog. Unfortunately, this cute dog meets his end. We know one thing from watching these movies. Michael Myers does not like dogs.
Yeah.
He definitely does not refrain from killing dogs.
And always in any film, like you can kill like 100 people.
Right.
We won't care. It's a movie. You kill an animal, fuck you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just killing them bitches. Michael Myers is now killing dogs, but he's also smart enough to know that, you know, it would be a good thing if I wanted to kill a lot of people tonight. I got to take out the power. So he goes to the power grid part of town. And this guy who's working the power grid is like, "Hey, what are you doing over there? You can't be here." Dead. Just thrown into the power grid.
I think every sort of 80s, early 90s like action film has the Goldberg sparkler pyro thing happen. It's just he's thrown against this thing. It's all these sparks flying.
Ridiculous.
Looks great.
Yeah. So Jamie's, wandering the town, and she starts freaking. She's like, "Oh my goodness, like what's going to happen? Where am I? Help me, Rachel, help me." And she's starting to freak out. Rachel's looking for her. Meanwhile, we don't know where Michael is. Well, we do, because I don't know how he must be driving from place to place. He was at the power grid. He's at the house.
Like, does he teleport? This guy?
He doesn't teleport, but he does drive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like,
I guess just driving around.
Yeah.
Somehow knows how to drive, even though he drives in Halloween 1, does he not?
He drives in the first movie. He drives,
even though he was locked up when he was like 6.
Yeah.
And now
he knows how to drive.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's YouTube. So he's on the chase. Loomis finally shows up with the cop, and they think they see Michael Myers, but it's just kids in masks, like fucking with them. So they're almost like going to shoot these kids again.
Loomis just pulling his gun out and it's like, ah!
Waving it around.
Not like, again.
Yo, dude, chill. Fuck. As he's drinking his flask. So the town folk are like, yo, what happened to all these cops? And apparently Michael Myers also had time to teleport to the police station and just kill all the cops. what? This is such a like throwaway thing. They're like, oh, by the way, all the power's gone and the cops are dead.
I feel like this is maybe a scene that they just couldn't afford to shoot.
Right.
Yeah.
Like reading trivia, there's there's definitely stuff in this film that they wanted to do that they were like, we either don't have time or we can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
I feel taking out a whole police station sounds like it would have cost a little bit.
Just like they're like, oh my goodness, he's been here. He's killed everyone. We're on our own. So the town folk are like, hey, we don't like this Michael Myers killing all our people in this town, so we're gonna kill him.
Evil dies tonight.
Yeah, it's literally the same.
They were even in the same bar. Like the bar they started in, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah. It's all these kind of hillbilly villagers.
We gotta kill him. Evil dies tonight. So they're like, fuck the police. We're gonna take matters into our own hands. So they start driving off with their trucks and their shotties.
Yeah.
And they see him. It's him. So they blow him to bits. But wouldn't you know it? They killed a kid. They shot a kid instead. Shit.
You killed Ted Hollister. Oh, damn it.
Sorry.
Sorry. It cuts back to Brady and Kelly. Is it Kelly? Yeah. Brady and Kelly, they're sitting by the fire. All the kids stop trick-or-treating on the door. So they're just getting to it. They're getting hot and heavy.
See some titties.
Yeah. But her dad shows up. So they're quickly getting their clothes back on. Oh no, it's your dad. Fuck. The cop, he's gonna kill me. But they don't know that they pull up with the cop, Loomis, Rachel, Jamie. They're all showing up to the house. They're gonna board up the house with the cops who are alive because Michael's out here and he's trying to kill us. But now how awkward, because Rachel now gotta be boarded up with Brady and Kelly.
New side piece.
So Kelly kind of talks to her like, hey, I just want you to know, I thought you and Brady were done. He said this. And she's like,
you babysitting tonight.
Know, I was seeing him. You're a liar. You trifling cop's daughter. So now they're boarding up the house here. And I do like Kelly's line. She's like, I didn't know. And Rachel's like, no, you knew, like, you're just being, and she's like, you know what? Maybe Brady knows that, like he wants a real woman, because one of these days, Rachel, you're going to have to learn what men really want. It's like, damn, Rachel, damn, Kelly, damn. So they're locked up in the house here.
Wait, she threw coffee on her also. She's like, have some coffee.
She's like, on her nice cops do it by the book shirt. Damn.
Hope it wasn't hot coffee. That would suck.
That'd be really mean.
Probably was.
She didn't seem to react.
To it.
Yeah, true. So they're in the house. They're boarding it up, and everyone's like on the watch. Loomis goes to do something. I think he goes to check the house to see if Michael's there. I don't know. I don't know why he would go by himself, but he does anyways.
He's got his little gun. He's fine.
Yeah.
You know where Loomis is going. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the liquor store.
Gotta go to the bar. You gotta go to Penny's. No, the other place. So Michael, of course, somehow, some way, gets inside the house. We see Kelly's like, oh, I made you coffee to one of the cops, and he's like sitting in the chair, but she turns over and he's dead. She freaks out. She turns around, and it's Michael Myers in the house in one of the maybe best deaths, in maybe the whole series. How do you best describe this death? Siino, maybe you should take the reins on this one. He has a shotgun. Michael Myers has a shotgun, but he doesn't shoot her. What does he do with it?
He pierces her with the shotgun.
Yeah.
He impales her.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's kind of like the first movie. Halloween was like, look, if you're a good babysitter and you don't do drugs and have sex, like you'll probably live. But if you do these things,
we saw her tits, so she's gonna die.
Well,
sorry.
Wasn't that like one of the things, because she saw her sister having sex, right? And obviously he sees the penis. He's having sex, and supposedly like him using the knife has always been like a metaphor, a way for him to like to redo what he saw as a kid. That's what I always heard about Michael Myers.
Right.
He also like impales her so she's like against the wall, right? And it's kind of like I don't want to be vulgar. The one in the second film where he uses the really big knife and stabs the person, like stabbing them to the wall.
It's his way of having sex, basically.
That's I was going to say, I don't want to get too vulgar or dirty, but I'm pretty sure he impales her with the shotgun in a certain body part.
Oh, okay.
Because the angle, the way like he goes from underneath, it's very disgusting.
I didn't get that, but possibly.
I rewound it to make sure.
What I do like here, they have like a sped up version of the Halloween theme.
Yeah.
It works really well here, like just a bit of a like faster tempo than usual.
But yeah,
every time the theme kicks in, you're like, oh yeah,
shit's going down.
Let's go.
I did like this kill. It's probably, I mean, it's no thumb to the forehead, but a shotgun through the body,
memorable. Yeah,
like going through her is fucking nuts. And I wish he like shot it afterwards, like to make her go flying off the end. But guys, Rip Kelly.
Yeah,
my favorite character dead from this movie. Rachel finds the bodies and she starts tripping. So they're like, oh my God, we're trapped in the house with Michael Myers. Oh my goodness. So Brady gets the shotgun and he's like, we're locked from the inside because we are boarding this place up. So he shoots the lock, but it's metal. So he's like, it's metal. And she responds with, what does that mean?
Like she's so confused with the
what do you think it means? What do you think it means? He just said it's metal. What does that mean? It's fucking metal. I don't know how to describe
best line of the film.
So
what does it mean?
Now they're on the chase. They're on the running from Michael here. Brady eventually gets his, and he gets his he gets crushed and his neck gets broken. I don't know.
His head gets like squeezed. Like Michael Myers just takes his head and just crushes it like a watermelon. Just yeah.
Damn, it was pretty nasty. This is, of course, another classic horror movie trope. You know, if you're stuck in a house being chased by a murderer, you know the best place to go is the roof. Obviously, obviously he can't get you there. So Jamie and Rachel are trying to escape.
Well, you are kind of cornered. You've got are you going to run past him to go downstairs? Like, how are you going to do this?
Yeah. It's like never run into a house.
You don't really have much option.
Yeah. So they're on the roof and they're trying to escape, but Michael now is on the roof and he's swinging at them with the knife. He finally gets a knife. This is the part of the movie where he picks up a knife. The whole movie, he's not using a knife.
No.
He's using all sorts of different shit, but now he finally has his classic butcher's knife. And he's going after Rachel and Jamie here. And I think Rachel falls off the house, almost like you think she's dead, but
she like slides down and falls,
which looks like it hurts.
Well, apparently she injured herself here. There was a nail sticking out in the roof and it caught her and they had to stop filming. She went to hospital, got patched up and then came back and finished this scene.
Soldier.
And Danielle Harris has said like, she acted like it didn't faze her at all, but like you see her sliding down like it's like like a slide, right? So she's going at some speed and a nail sticking out would have probably ripped up her leg pretty badly.
Oh, that sounds terrible. Yeah. So Jamie is like, Rachel, wake up. But Michael is still following her. So Jamie runs. She's running through it's very Laurie in Halloween 1 when she's screaming at the neighborhood, like, help me. But no one's answering because they think it's like some Halloween prank. IMDb trivia told me that a lot of people, when they filmed this, thought this was just a little girl needing help. So the cops were called to the set because they were like, what the fuck's going on with this little girl? Is she okay?
It's like, 4 a.m. or something crazy like that as well.
So she's running through the town. Help me. She's screaming. She just so happens to bump into Dr. Loomis.
Oh, phew.
And she's like, help me. Everyone's dead. He's like, okay, let's go to your house. And she's like, no, he's like, no, you can't go there. He's been there. He knows. Where's the schoolhouse? That's his next best thing. Where can we go? I don't know. Your school? Where's your school? She's like, over there. He's like, all right, let's go. So they randomly go to her school. And, they get to the school and they're running from Michael, who follows them, obviously. And there's this school chase scene. Michael grabs Loomis and throws him through a window. The old Loomis through a window. Poor guy. He's already burned up.
This is the Michael Myers with the blonde hair and pink skin. They forgot to. The guy grabbed the wrong mask and nobody noticed it, and they realized after the movie was made, like, oh shit, oh well, let's keep it in.
Yeah, this mask is so shit. It definitely brings down the whole movie for me. I just can't get over it. Like, I wouldn't be scared of this guy.
Like, I don't mind it not looking like the first one, because the idea is he's just picked this up from a store, right? Just not this.
Yeah, literally any other mask.
and you know they had they had problems with it because they were apparently they fired people over this mask during the film,
Right.
and there was a reporter on set who saw the firing, and because I think there was something about the mask, and they were like, no, the glue or something in that could kill him if he's wearing this. And there was a bit of an argument over this mask, and this guy was fired on set,
Right.
and the reporter said, you rehire him right now, or I am not covering this film. I'm trashing the fuck out of this film in press.
Right.
So they rehired the guy. But yeah, they kept on making adjustments, like cutting the eye holes bigger, like changing the hair, trying.
Sucks.
And every time they're looking at it and they go, oh, it's just not right. But this is the 80s. Like, as I said, it's so much easier now to be like, I need a mask that looks like this. Cool. Give me a day.
Yeah.
And you can get it. It's different here.
Yeah. It's so weird. It's so bad. So he throws Loomis through a window and he's chasing Jamie here, and Jamie somehow escapes out of the school. There definitely is a scene in H2O that's clearly like an idea they took from this, where they're under the table where he's flipping the things. Yeah, it's totally that. Jamie escapes somehow from this, and she runs outside and she sees the town people, the town folk, and with their shotties, and they're like, yo, let's go. So they think they killed Michael. That Jamie gets on the truck and they're driving off. They're realizing, look, like,
well, they all say like, hey, let's leave this for the police.
Yeah.
And the villagers are like, sounds good to me. Come here, Jamie, we'll look after you. Let's drive away.
So they drive off and they think everything's fine. And this is when a hand comes back. You know, he's been hanging on the side of the truck.
Love it.
What? How?
Love it.
He's huge. How would you not know this guy's hanging on the side of your fucking truck? Anyways, to me, this is the absolute funniest moment of this whole movie. Because again, we're going off about the mask. This is now a high-speed shot where like they're driving this pickup truck with her in the car and a few of the townsfolk with their shotties in the back of the truck. And now it's like a fight scene because he's fighting these guys with the shotguns, but the truck is still driving at night. So the way they film this is totally like 80s cheese action. But Michael Myers looks so fucking funny because his hair is moving in the wind.
Yeah. This glowing white face. They're trying to like shake him off, so he's just swaying.
It's so funny. It's hilarious. This is so shit. It's probably one of the worst scenes in all of the franchise because it makes you just go, oh, this looks like shit. It's just some guy in a terrible mask with it's the hair with the flow. It's definitely the flow of the hair that makes me just laugh out loud. He, of course, kills these guys while they're driving. It's a fight on the chase, and he's killing them. He's trying to, I think they also saved Rachel. I think I forgot to mention that Rachel did wake up and they got her as well in this truck. And he's trying to grab Rachel. He headbutts the glass at one point to get at them here. She hits him and he goes flying. This chaos.
He's just reaching through the window, like grabbing at her like cardigan, just trying to get her.
Ridiculous. Yeah. So eventually cops show up after this high-speed chase and crash. And Michael like gets launched and he's like, there's like some sort of graveyard or cemetery here. And Michael's there. And Jamie goes over to the body and she's like caressing him like, oh, Michael, my uncle. Like she's learning all these things, like feeling for him because he just got launched and went flying. Like he's got to be dead. But the cops show up from like the out of town cops who heard about this. They're showing up with the big guns and they're like, Jamie, get out of there. So she ducks, she jumps and ducks as they all just start blasting him. They're hitting Michael with everything. The big guns here, popping a cap with the Glocks, and they're just shooting him up when he sits up. It's like the classic Michael Myers Undertaker sit up here, but they're shooting him. And again, it's so hokey because it looks like he's dancing. He's like,
he's just doing the staggering thing.
It's this. He does the stagger in the first movie. This one's like Dance Dance Revolution because he's trying to dodge all these bullets. It's so bad. He then gets shot so badly that he falls backwards into this, just happened to be there, this like empty grave thing with these wood panels that he falls through to his death. Or does he? So he falls down this well into the depths of darkness as it all caves in on him in this cemetery. They finally killed Michael Myers. They saved everyone.
No one bothers to check.
Nah.
They just, he fell over.
Looks like he's dead. Let's go home.
Let's go.
So they all go back to the house. The parents are there. They're like, oh my God, Rachel, Jamie, we're so happy. Let's get you cleaned up. So Jamie is having a bath. Her mom's, upstairs with her, and the police are downstairs with Rachel and everyone and Loomis. And now we see the classic first shot of Halloween where it's Michael as a kid, but now it's Jamie putting on this clown mask, this clown outfit, grabbing a pair of scissors. It's all first person here, like Doom, and goes after the mom and slays her.
Well, we just hear the screams from downstairs.
Loomis runs to the stairwell and looks up, and we see this shot of now Jamie, the young little girl in the clown outfit, holding the scissors covered in her mom's blood as Dr. Loomis just screams.
He pulls out the gun.
Yeah.
He goes to shoot Jamie, and the cops pull him away.
Like, whoa.
And he's just going, no, not again, no.
Dun, 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 dun.
I love the ending to this film. Honestly, I take this ending over any of the classic, the hand coming out of the ground, like Michael's alive. I actually really enjoy the end of this film, and the end of this bumps this film up for me. When I think of the different Halloween films, this is such a great ending. They really don't capitalize in the next one, and that's a rant for next Halloween. But I think the kind of recreating the opening from the first Halloween with the POV of the mask being pulled on and the hand grabbing the scissors, and just Donald Pleasance in all his ham at the end screaming.
No,
I think it's such a good end for the film. I actually really, really love this.
The ending, you like the twist. It is a twist. It is a good twist.
And I remember the first time I saw this going like, oh, they got me. Yeah. They got me. I got to know what happens in the next film.
That is true. Yeah. What about you, Siino? How do you like this ending here with the evil Jamie?
I thought it was great. It definitely set up just in case they weren't going to bring back Michael Myers. Let's just say they just said, okay, we're still going to go with the anthology series, but keep it in the same story base. You could always just go and be Jamie's a killer now. Yeah, I mean, I think she was probably one of the best parts of the movie. Her and Loomis were definitely the two standouts for me. But this ending definitely, it was shocking when I first saw it. I'm not gonna lie. And like Davie said, it definitely made me say, okay, what the hell they're gonna do next now? Is she gonna start killing people now?
Yeah, I think Danielle Harris is pretty good in this film. Kid actors are very hit and miss, but I think she's one of the better parts of the film for sure for me.
And it's crazy because she will go on to play one of the babysitters in Rob Zombie's Halloween. Who gets slayed up by Michael Myers. So she now calls herself the horror gal. Yeah. Because, she went through all this stuff, rightfully so.
And you look at our IMDb page, it's all horror stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm a huge fan of her. I do find certain part. I think I said earlier, I'm like, kid actors definitely don't hit for me. There are some scenes in this that I do genuinely like her, but I think there's scenes in this movie where everyone sucks. So I'm like, oh, okay. It's not just her. Yeah. It's the content here as well. That's like
the script.
Yeah.
Direction. Yeah.
Like Brady and Rachel, not really the greatest. Kelly's the standout for me. Shout out Kelly. I love Kelly. Cops do it by the book. What are some highlights from this movie that you do like, John? Where does this rank in your Halloween playlist?
Believe it or not, it's not as low as some of the later ones. Yeah. It's probably in the top half if you count if you really put them all in the list. It was entertaining. It wasn't god awfully bad. It actually had a lot of parts that made me laugh, like the whole, what does that mean with the metal and the part where Jamie took that huge bump coming down the stairs at the school. She took it holy crap. I hope that was a stunt double and not her. She really took a big bump there. But it's a bad movie. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bad movie. But at least I don't dread watching it. Every time I put it on, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have a couple laughs. It's gonna be entertaining. At least it's not a movie I have to suffer through.
That's fair.
For me, this is one of my favorite Halloween films. This is absolutely top 5. I would say I've got to revisit, but I'd say Halloween 1, 2, H2O, this film, and 2018. are probably my top 5.
Yeah,
I'd probably
that's
put
fair.
20. Yeah, it is fair. I'd probably
That's
put
fair.
20. Yeah, it is fair. I'd probably put the same list, but put 2018 above this one. I'm
not saying particular order, but they're like, if I were to pick 5 Halloween films, this one would go in there.
Yeah.
I think there is a lot of just bad shit in this film, but also there's some cool deaths. You've got the I like him getting the kind of costume from the mechanic and seeing him chained up. I do like the opening of him being transferred. For sure, it's a horror film and you've got to suspend your disbelief a lot. But I think, the opening of Michael being transferred, especially thinking back at the time when you haven't seen Michael for years, you had Halloween 3, and it's not as easy as today where you're just like, I'm going to watch Halloween 4 now. It's been years that we haven't seen this character, and having him being reintroduced. I think Loomis is great. I love the twist at the end. I love Kelly's death. There's some bad stuff as well, but I think, the school chase and the stuff on the roof, I find is a pretty good scene. I think there's definitely good stuff in this film, even though it's still a pretty bad movie. It's definitely, I have a real soft spot for this one.
Yeah. This era, this Thorn Trilogy, if you will, 4, 5, and 6, like they're the shitty ones that were probably cheaper to air all the time on TV. So that's why I've watched them so many different times. Where I have not seen this in quite a few years, but again, I used to watch it so many times. Like I could have reviewed it probably without watching it. But watching it now as like an older adult, I'm like, like there's so many things in it that are so funny. But that's just what horror movies are, especially in 1988.
For sure, yeah.
Right. So, 1988 looked like a crazy year for horror movies. I mean, we had Child's Play.
You did.
We had one of the Jasons. You had one of the Freddys. So like shit was like popping off here. I do see that Friday the 13th part, what is it? New Blood? Fuck, what movie is that? That one's bad. I'm trying to remember that one.
Which number is that?
I don't know. Roman numerals. Is that 5? Is that 6? Fuck, I don't know.
7.
7? Jesus Christ.
So yeah, Friday the 13th came after Halloween 1, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And they've already had 7 movies in the space of 4 movies.
That's fucked.
3 Michael movies.
Because it didn't do as well as Halloween 4 didn't do as well as all these other, like Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Dream Master killed that one. Friday New Blood did better than that. And then Beetlejuice as well. So Beetlejuice was probably the best kind of horror movie out in 1988 there. Unless
The Clowns from Outer Space came out that year too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, big year. Yeah. It's a big year.
Yeah, I mean, there was quite a few. They Live, Child's Play, Land Before Time, Scrooged. So, there was some big movies out in 1988. Crocodile Dundee 2. That was a horror movie for sure. I love this movie and I hate this movie at the same time. Like it's what I imagine still watching it back, but great rewatch, definitely. And it makes me want to watch part 5 and part 6, but I'll wait for next year.
Yeah. I think that I do find this one very rewatchable. And I'm kind of with you. You see that final scene and you go, you do kind of have me. I do kind of want to put on 5 right now, but can't spoil it because we'll be reviewing that.
No,
in a year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, where it's weird because in Halloween Kills they do the town folk thing, and it's apparently the Evil Dies Tonight or Let Him Burn is like from part 2 that they filmed.
Yeah, so
there's lots of tie-ins.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis in the new one going, let it burn. Yeah. I think was a cut scene from this. I think I read where Loomis was yelling it where the firefighters put it out, sort of showing that he might be around. Yeah, they originally planned to do sort of a kind of bridging this to the second one, but decided to cut it and just do it in sort of exposition what's happened, which I'm not against.
Yeah. In this movie, there's 16 counted deaths, not including Mr. Lloyd, Laurie Strode, who they say died in a car accident.
Yeah, both her parents died in a car accident.
And the police officers that we don't get to see death, and Sunday the dog we didn't see get killed. So really, like, we don't know. And the mom, I guess, at the end. Or does she not die? I don't remember. But so technically 16 counted deaths.
Yeah, that's a high kill count for Halloween. Yeah.
I'd say.
And there's 3 in the first one, right?
There's a few. It's kind of muddied there as well. Like, because he does kill certain people that are, again, like certain deaths you don't see on screen and don't know if it counts. But that's still pretty high. I'd still say the first death is the best in this movie with the thumb to the eye.
5 kills in the first Halloween.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more.
Well, that's Halloween 4. We hope you enjoyed us talking all about it. Is there any final points on this movie or in Halloween in general, John?
No, just the mask sucked, really. That was pretty much it. Terrible mask.
Halloween 4, the mask sucked.
The mask sucks.
I almost want to buy this mask just because it's funny.
Yeah.
I know you guys aren't going to get to it like in a while, but do you guys hate the Rob Zombie part? Not the second one sucks, but the first Rob Zombie Halloween movie. Do you guys hate that movie, or you think it's not?
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it.
I watched it last year for the first time, and I didn't like it.
Yeah,
we'll be giving.
It's one of those movies you either hate it or love it. It's like really weird in a way.
I absolutely hate the second one. Like I didn't.
Everybody does.
I've still not seen.
It's the only one I have never fully finished. Like I got halfway one time and I was like, no, I can't do it. And then like a few years later, I was like, oh, it's on TV. Okay, let me give it a shot. And then I watched like maybe 2/3 more so, and even before the final climax and all that, I was like, no, it's too shit. I can't do it. And I like went out about my day. Whereas the first one I saw in theaters.
Yeah.
I was younger maybe when I saw it. So I was teenagers. I was pumped to see a Halloween in theaters.
Malcolm McDowell.
Actually, it is good. Yeah.
But, I wasn't a fan of it.
He goes too in depth about like the origin stuff when it's like, yo, like cool. But like Rob Zombie does things just to get the deaths and the gory stuffs.
That's what will be my next question. What the hell are you expecting for this Monsters movie that he's doing? Is it going to be rated R, gory? Like,
it has to be, right? Like the cast.
But it's the Monsters. Like,
well,
it doesn't.
Of course, he's got to cast his wife in it as like the main, which I'm just like, dude, come on. It's not
every movie.
Yeah. I don't get it. I get it because, you know, you want to help your boys and your wife is going to be cast and all your stuff. But like nepotism is a thing, I guess. But like really, no, he should have gotten other people for the cast. So I am interested. I will watch this movie regardless, but am questionable choices. Like if someone else got the reins to make a Monsters movie, they probably would have went outside his little sandbox and gotten some different actors. Just saying.
Yeah.
Although the guy who's playing Herman is big and looks like kind of like Frankenstein. So I don't know. Maybe
he's no Kevin Nash, but
no, there was rumors Kevin Nash was rumored to be hired for this movie, which I'm like, oh shit, okay, yeah. I will see. We'll see. I have been on a Monsters kick lately, watching a lot of the episodes are on Daily Motion. So yeah,
nice.
I am super excited for that in a weird way.
I like the guy. I'm just looking at the cast. I like the guy playing Grandpa.
Yeah, they look good.
He looks just like him. Yeah,
they do look good.
He's in Lost, and he's very funny.
They do look good. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, you do have my attention. As long as it's nothing like Halloween 2, we'll be okay. We'll be fine.
No white horses.
We didn't get any feedback for this movie, but I know that everyone out there in the Halloween universe loves it. Even John Paul. Yeah. We'll have to get him on for one of these. John Pollock has agreed to come on for a future movie review, but I cannot tell you anything more than that.
Okay.
It is a secret, but he has agreed. He was upset that he was not asked for this movie because we had the other John, on the show. So he will be joining us for a movie review in the near future, but I've said too much. John, thank you for joining us here, talking all about the spooky stuff. We hope you have a happy Halloween with you and your son. You going to take him out trick-or-treating? Oh, you said he's with the mom, the baby mama.
Yeah, but we're going to do something this week. We're going to go to Sleepy Hollow and just check out the area. Just walking around this area is very spooky. So yeah.
I can't wait to see some photos from that because I'm going to be very, very jealous. But I know you were doing the zombie pod, which I think is on a bit of a break, but you're a horror aficionado. But of course, people can find you on Shot in the Dark. Turning Heels is taking a break. What are you going to do with all your time?
Yeah, I mean, Shot in the Dark, it's funny because the last tapings from Universal Studios, they're all dressing up. You have Cody Rose dressing up. You have Bryan Danielson dressing up. So it's they're getting into Halloween mode themselves. So definitely check that out. Yeah, hopefully Turning Heels, if Heels comes back for season 2. There's been some other ideas. Me and B Detroit have been floating around. So yeah, keep your ears open. You never know what can come next from us.
Great stuff.
Perfect. Well, listen to Shot in the Dark. It's free on this feed where, John, you talk about all the other wrestling shows that people don't usually watch, or you fill them in 15 minutes or less, and it's a great little pickup. You can act like you know everything what's going on when you listen to Shot in the Dark. So it's great. So thank you. Thank you, John, for joining us here tonight. Thank you guys for listening to us talk about Halloween 4. Of course, you can check out all our other movie reviews and retro NXT, best match ever. All that stuff is on the Patreon. We did The Exorcist. We got a Twilight Zone show coming out this week. That's already out. We got so many. We got Halloween Havoc 96 review. That's out. Yeah, we did Exorcist. We did Child's Play. We did Dead Set. We did best match ever casket match. We are all
so spooky
in the spookiness. So that just means get ready for Christmas stuff.
Absolutely.
Coming up soon. No, November schedule for the Patreon is going to be lit as well. The schedule will be dropping soon by the time you listen to this or something like that. So check us out, patreon.com/upnext. And of course, go check out at upNXT Podcast on Twitter and Instagram for all the updates of all the shows, all our thoughts, all our pictures, maybe Halloween costume pictures, all that stuff. So thank you guys for listening and supporting. We hope you liked us talking about Michael Myers' shitty mask for 2 hours. Yeah. I myself, Braden Herrington. You can find me Twitter, Instagram. I am at the Brady.
And I am at Davie Portman.
Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. Happy Halloween. And no.